We're gonna nail this one.
Hi guys. Oh
Let's keep it rolling. Hi guys.
Hi guys, my name is Karen.
And my name is Brian, and we are the crew of SV Delos.
We have sailed something over 70,000 miles?
It's been a lot.
Yeah.
Over the last, it's been more than a decade now. We've sailed 6 out of the 7 continents, across the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Indian Ocean, some of those more than once. And we've seen some pretty intense weather, calms, raging storms, everything in between. And there's one thing that we realize, it's just how important having good, solid instrumentation and especially radar is on a long distance cruising boat. I guess we found lately that because we are now sailing with a baby. Karen is basically like a single parent when we're at sea.
Yeah.
And I am like a single-handed sailor.
Yeah.
And so having a really good, reliable system like this is almost like adding a third crew member for us, which is super crucial. So today it's super exciting because we're going to be installing 3 things. The first thing is a B&G Halo 20 plus radar, which is super cool, like the most advanced, latest and greatest version.
So exciting.
We're also going to be installing a Zeus 9-inch multifunction display, it's like a Chartplotter and radar display. And then finally a new suite of the Triton instruments, which are like the really nice, big, colorful MFD displays for all of our sailing data.
Sweet.
Sailing instrumentation. So.
And this radar should have some really key things that we have been looking for, like the overlay over the charts.
Yep.
That you can change the gain and do all the kind of...
manual control was super important for us. We want to be able to control like gain, sea state, and the rain filter.
Yeah.
In different ways to tune for like weather, inshore and harbor and offshore, stuff like that. Like you said, the charts, so that we can make sure that the actual position of the land with the radar lines up on the charts, because sometimes in some places the chart datum is off, and that's terrible.
Yeah. And also, like, if you want to take cat naps, to be able to like set alarms and you know, just easily, but when you're so tired, to easily see like, is that boat moving towards me or are they moving away and stuff like that.
So we should be able to set guard zones that will alert us if a target appears within like the cone or the zone or the circle that we set. And it also has target tracking, and so it'll be able to tell us whether targets are coming to us or coming away from us, which we've never had before. So it's got some pretty advanced stuff. It's going to be a lot of work, but I think it's going to be worth it. So step number 1 is we got to go up the mast, and then we go from there. I think it's going to be a couple days of work.
Cool. Let's crank you up there.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Our first step in the project would be to install the radar dome, which would require a trip up the mast. This is the 3rd radar I've had on Delos over the years, and each one of those has had a different mounting bolt pattern. Instead of replacing the entire mount and drilling new holes in the mizzen mast each time, I decided to make an adapter out of starboard, which is a super tough and weather-resistant hard plastic material. After cutting out the pattern, it didn't take too long to shape the plate.
I like the starboard. It's a nice material to work with. You can get pretty good curves and cuts with it, and you don't have to varnish it or do anything else, and it's super strong and durable. The mount's come along pretty nicely. I marked where the holes should be for the mast mount. This will sit up there like this. These bolts will attach this to the existing mount, and then these holes will screw into the new radar. I think it's better to do this instead of buying a $500 mount and like drilling a bunch more holes in the mast. Okay, so that fits nice.
It's nice and snug.
Nice and snug. Yeah, they're just barely touching, or countersink them just a little bit more.
Yeah.
So it's not putting any stress on the bottom of this. But I think it'll work. So here's the plan. I'm gonna go up. Bill's gonna crank me up. We're going to install the new nifty mount. And while we're up there, I'm gonna pull through this messenger line. There's actually a conduit that runs through the mizzen mast of Delos, and there is already a pull string in here. And so I'll go up, mount this, and then at the same time, I will pull the new radar cable through, with this line. Once the cable's through, then I will use this line to pull the existing messenger line or pull string back up, so we'll always leave one in there. This is the radar end, and so this is too big to go through all the fittings of the boat, and so I'll pull it from this end down. This is data and power, so we'll fish this end down the mast, and it should be long enough, I hope. All right, let's do this. Okay, stop. Perfect. Nailed it. Front. There's one in. Two. Okay, those are tight. We didn't drop nothing yet. They say you're supposed to use the actual sheath to pull this through instead of the wires, which makes sense because then it puts the force on the sheath instead. Give her a shot nice and slow. Cable's in. Hold on, the knots are going in. Okay. Yep.
Okay, here's the radar end. Now we can pull the rest of the cable through.
Holding. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pull the messenger back up. Oh, finally, bastard. There it is. All right. Nice job, dude. It's beautiful up here. This is actually a pretty cool idea from Bill. He's trying to think of like a nice way to lift it up there. And we can use this net to kind of put around it, zip tie it, and then lift it up. And then when I'm done, I just cut the net on the bottom and it falls away.
Don't blame me when it falls.
Good old Bill. Bill and his slick tricks.
Don't say it until it's up there, dude.
Okay, hold it right there. Which way's front? This is front. Good thing I marked it. Okay, I've got to put the wiring in, so don't put any more tension in there. Okay, one guide on, one to go. All right, first bolt going in. Okay, it's at least secure now. I'm gonna get one more in and then I'll start cutting the net. Okay, I'm cutting the net. You sound like a golf announcer down there. Everybody, quiet on the green. The last bolt is going in. And it's in, folks!
Do the golf clap for me, Brian.
Zip tie these, which will take the tension, the weight off. 2. We did it.
Was it easier or harder than you thought?
Easier.
Yeah?
Yeah, 3, 4 trips up the mast.
Wow.
1 to pull the old one down. 1 to put them to measure the holes for the adapter. 1 to mount the adapter, and then 1 to pull the dome up.
Sweet.
It's easy, especially with Bill cranking away for it.
That workout for the day.
Thanks,
done.
Bill.
No problem. That was fun.
And now we just got to finish the wiring and then install the Zeus display. Will be business.
Uh-oh.
Well, this is where the conduit that runs up the mast comes down. Check this out. So this makes it super convenient because this runs all the way down. So now I've got it inside the boat, and then I've got to run this cable like through the boat and then to the connection for where the Zeus display is going to be. One of the things that I really like about Delos is all the wire runs. So it's pretty easy, like all the wires are just easily accessible. And so for me to run new cables is really a snap compared to some other boats I've seen and worked on. Once it's through here, it comes out of this panel in the ceiling right here, so that I can just pull this down. And then we're almost there. Nice. Yes, there we go. Are you helping Daddy? Pull those, can you pull those wires through the conduit for me? Pull them, pull them. Wow, you're strong. Pull them, pull them.
So what are these wires gonna power?
These wires are going to power the Zeus Chartplotter upstairs, or in the cockpit, and also the radar. So I ran this power wire like up through the conduit, and then it comes down the ceiling there.
Is that the only wire you're gonna run?
That's it. So we just need power and then the Ethernet cable for radar data. Oh, that's it. I've decided to finish up the install of the radar and the Chartplotter project today. I'm gonna use this ram mount that I've had on board for a long time. It's a pretty cool setup. It consists of a ball and this, which allows you to kind of tighten it down and adjust it whichever way you want. Quite fond of this mount. This is the mount for the Zeus MFD, and so my plan is I created the starboard adapter plate that goes to the ram mount, and then I'm going to mount this mount to that. And then I think it'll be a really kind of cool adjustable way to mount the Chartplotter without having to use like a nav pod or anything like that, which I don't really have room for up on the dash. So really excited to get this thing going. I think it's gonna be super cool. Cool. Come on out and wow yourself with my installation skills.
Wow! Grandma can be wild.
Whoa! Hey, more.
Wow!
Wow!
No
look
way,
at this.
that looks awesome.
Doesn't it look good? Turn it like that, so if you want to sit here and do watch and stuff.
That looks great, right?
And then this should be able to be mirrored with the iPad too, so if you wanted to see all the information on here downstairs.
Cool.
Now I just gotta hook up the power wires, and then we'll give her a test. I need that wire. That's my wire. Can I have it, please? As if boat projects weren't difficult enough, now I have the baby helper. Can I have that? I'm on the last steps here. I just need to get this wire run through here, and then connect the power. This is the power for the Chartplotter, and this is the power coming from the electrical panel, and then this is the Ethernet cable, and this is the power for the radar. So when I get all those hooked up, we'll be able to test it.
That's amazing.
It'll be pretty cool. Hey, careful! Careful! 13.78. Exactly what it should be. We got good power.
Princess Amber, what are you doing here? I need your help, Triton.
Is it working?
Well, we're about to find out. Here's the big smoke test.
Yeah. Don't
Ready?
say here goes nothing.
Here goes nothing.
Because you said that before and then nothing happened.
Hey,
Oh,
that's a good sign.
that's amazing.
Booting up. We are on the last phase of the project, so I've got the radar installed, we've got the Chartplotter installed, and now we're going to put in these bad boys. These are the Triton 2 displays, and look at this. This is very satisfying. We used to have B&G instruments on the boat before we replaced them in South Africa. It just should be a matter of pulling the current ones out, the Maritron units. These are a little bit bigger, but I had to build an adapter plate to fit the smaller ones in there. So it's my guess that these are just going to slide right on in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When does it ever do that though?
We'll see. If B&G keeps their stuff together, then it'll just slide right on in there. All right. Anybody want to put bets on it?
Good luck.
Alrighty. It's quite a bit larger, huh?
Oh, wow.
That's nice, but there's no way that that's gonna fit in that hole. I'll get this metal plate off and then I'll have to figure out, there's probably a pattern that came with it. I'll have to see how to cut that hole.
So something that should have taken like 2 hours is now gonna take
It's probably
7,
now like
8?
a full afternoon,
Yeah.
I would guess.
Wow.
It's gonna be nice, huh? It's a snug fit. There it goes. We'll button up. Knots, nautical miles, meters, centigrade. That works for us. I think so. Compass, navigation, position, apparent wind, boat speed, sea temp, depth, rudder feedback, pressure, heel, trim. It's all in there. All right, Kaz, it's working. We're getting data.
You've changed your method.
I finally broke down. I mean, this one you can control pretty good, so I can go nice and slow, and it actually cuts through pretty fast. Although the hacksaw did work pretty good, but check this out. Yeah, so this is it. It's the Namiya 2000 connectors. So I've got this comes off the backbone and then it splits to 4 plugs in, and it's nice because everybody uses the same protocol and connectors now. It just works. Check out how it looks outside.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think they turned out pretty good. They're really nice displays. They're big, they've got good brightness and color and a lot of data. The only problem is they're quite a bit bigger, and so when I cut the holes to line them up, like I cut it so that these things fit, like these things are real snug right next to each other, but then the displays aren't that wide, so from the old ones there's like a gap on the side right there. You can see it where the old instrument was. So I think I'm gonna have to create one like piece of plastic that just goes under all of them to cover that over. That won't be too bad. It's kind of a minor thing, but they're all in, they're all wired up, they're all working, we can use them, and then I'll cosmetically and fix and seal that in a bit. Yeah. I got some basic information configured, like there's so much you can display, so I think the best thing that we can do is probably just go sailing and then figure out how we want to set them up.
That sounds great.
You ready?
I'm excited.
All right, let's do this. Nice.
Go sailing.
Pretty good sail. The wind hasn't really filled in yet. I've just been having fun playing with the new chart plotter. I purposefully didn't read the instructions because I wanted to see if it would be pretty easy for me to pick up. Good. I've got our course laid in, so we can zoom out, and there's the course heading all the way out here to Tortugas Bank, where we're headed. I've got the radar going, which is in overlay mode right now, which is pretty cool. So you can see that here's the charts, and then the radar is right spot on with the chart because I have all the heading data and everything wired into this. So that's working. This is a Doppler radar, so it can detect like movements. And so when you see this yellow, that yellow spot means that that target is actually coming towards us, and then the other red stuff is not moving. So other than that, I mean, I've got some different screens where you can go just purely on radar. Has AIS integrated on it. We see Calico Skies. Back here it's picking up the stuff from AIS as well. And then we can do like a split screen with this guy. So we can have them both, but right now I'm just kind of like running on the charts.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
That's great. I'm really stoked about that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be great because, you know, with the nugs, most of the time it's, you know, long watches for me while you're watching Sierra, and so we can set up all kinds of alarms. So it's just like having a third crew member that's constantly like scanning for AIS and especially radar targets that are getting closer to us. Other than that, we should be there tomorrow morning, before noon, I think.
Yeah.
We're just bopping along.
Sanding, sanding, sanding. Makes it nice and smooth. Hi, Nugget. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you having fun? Okay, bye. Go play. Arrgh.